What's happening, folks? I hope you're all well. I am very, very excited to listen to this new song today from ASAVA. This band is going to be huge. They have all the potential in the world. The more I listen to them and the more time I spend listening to, especially their previous two singles, the more I'm convinced that they're going to be absolutely massive. Lee is becoming one of my favorite songs of the entire year. I think it might be up there, if not number one right now. I keep going back to it. The more I listen to it, it keeps getting better. Valhalla is as interesting. It's completely different stylistically, but it's just so fun and different. And it's so dynamic compared to something like a Lee. Well, not dynamic compared to, but their ability to create something that is so vastly different to Lee, but it also be as interesting. It also be as creatively interesting, just completely different to anything I've heard in the scene. Their ability to do that whilst also having a polar opposite sounding song in Lee and that also having the same effect is just so impressive. I can't wait for this. This is a 9-minute long video. I'm listening to this a little bit early. They sent it to me. It's Thursday, so it actually comes out tomorrow. So I've got like the unlisted video. It's just called Save Yourself in like lowercase. I'm assuming they'll have like a proper name for it on YouTube, but right now it's very like just like sitting in the YouTube unlisted category. So it's called Save Yourself, which is interesting because I know they have the song. Is it called Save Me on Mantras? Yeah, they have a song called Save Me on Mantras, but then they now have Save Yourself. So there's a lot of lore going into this band as well. I talked about this in the Metal Roundup where I don't particularly care too much about the lore, but I like that it's there. I like that there's an option for people to really get into the lore. So this one, again, like I mentioned, is 9 minutes and 52 seconds long. I've been told that that is not the length of the actual song. There's obviously, again, the video lore. So we're going to look at the lore. We're going to watch the video and we're going to listen to the song, and that's it. Let's go. I'm very excited for this, man. Again, the True Detective references are going to be running throughout this from the clips that I've seen online. That's definitely something they're leaning into, which is such a cool, like, kind of niche thing to lean into. But it kind of has endless possibilities of what they can do visually as well. Oh man, these droney dark synths, I guess. So they're inspecting a crime scene, I guess, and they have an intruder. It's so True Detective, man. Oh my god, if you guys have seen True Detective, like even the way it's color graded, the actual locations they're at as well look very, like, similar. This is so cool. They actually look like they could be actual detectives. They just fit the role so well. Okay. So are they going to tell the mother that something's happened, or are they going to find out information about a death that's already happened? I guess that's what's happening here. This is kind of making me want to go and really dig into the lore. It just sounds so good already.
And I feel like you should know. No one is
oh my god.
coming to wait us, and it's some time to go.
It's so fucking sick.
And I feel like you should know. No one is coming to save us. me right here. No way and say, no one to run away out. In time you'll wait for me. No one is coming to save us.
It's getting a little bit more menacing.
So get the fuck out.
Okay, right, we're in. I love their willingness to just take their time, man. They just...
I've seen the way you fight. I know it's just a lie. You've got it going, the sunlight. I thought I might be cured. I felt like this before. I think I'm close to the end.
Okay. Interesting. I'll have to listen to the full song after this just to get an idea of how long it is and how well it flows, because this is obviously about the song, but there's a massive visual element to it as well with the storytelling. Yeah, all the like kind of visual imagery is very, like all this right here is very True Detective, with all the like branches entwined into it. Yeah, so cool. He's got him, but there's a catch. It's gonna be so many no's or something. There's gotta be a plot twist here, of course. It's his friend. It's him. I don't know. I'm about to get jump scared so bad. Oh my god, they're going back to the fight scene. Guitars come in. I think I've seen clips of this. It's him. That's the girl from the other videos. He's being set up? What? Sick. That's cool, the lead guitar. That almost sounds like some kind of like Nordic folk instrument. It's like a droning. Wow. Okay, it's over. I very rarely come out of an ASAVA song reaction and I'm able to collect my thoughts in a very coherent way. So I'm getting more accustomed to that being the case. So I don't feel like disappointed by this, because this is exactly what happened with Lee. Valhalla was a little bit more up my street because it's more of like a kind of club banger, and it was just so interesting. Like intrinsically, it was so different to anything they've done before. So that was just like fun to listen to on first listen. And of course, I had more time with Lee as well to understand that this is just a band that maybe doesn't always hit for me on first listen, but I can hear it in the design of their music that it's just like there's something in there, whether it be the vocals just being such an obvious thing, or they're just willingness to spend like 2 minutes building a song just to drop into some heavy guitars, or a really cool vocal melody, or like a really impactful emotional vocal moments. Let me listen to the song by itself off camera just to see how it actually flows as a song, because again, it kind of cut off in the middle of a pretty like big moment and then went into a completely different section. So I don't know how that will work in the context of the song itself. So I think I have a link to the actual song already as well. So I'll listen to that and then come back. Okay, I've listened to the song again. It's actually 5 minutes and 21 seconds. So there's about 4 minutes of like additional content in the actual video, which I love. Again, I love the idea that there's an option to dig into the lore as well as just an option to just listen to the music if that's what you want to do. Honestly, the more I see the videos, the more I do kind of want to follow the lore, because I think it will just make for a much more enjoyable viewing experience on a first reaction, because I'll maybe be able to piece together some of the puzzles. So again, like there was two things happening there with the chasing down the suspect, I suppose, and then shooting him, and then there was the other guy with the fucking bag on his head hitting the detective, the other member of ASAVA, into the hole with the girl that was in there that we had in Valhalla in the video and also in Lee. So again, I'm a little bit lost with which portion of the story we're at, because it might be going back in time as well. I'm not really sure, but very interesting nonetheless from like a storytelling standpoint. I love the fact that they're tying themselves to a very like niche theme. Of course, like some bands follow like horror, you know, themes, and some bands follow whatever sort of theme, like even like a more sexy theme in general. But this is following literally a TV series, which is very niche, but it kind of gives endless possibilities because it's like a crime / kind of fantasy feel to it. So they can kind of do whatever they want with it. But musically, the one thing that I can't help but think about with this band, and people disagree with this, I've seen like some comments online about this band not reminding people of Sleep Token, and they don't understand the comparison to Sleep Token, which I understand the not understanding, because musically I don't think it's really the same. Especially today, Sleep Token's current sound is definitely a lot more pop leaning and it's brighter. Obviously lyrically some of Sleep Token stuff is still quite dark, but like from an actual musical standpoint and the overall soundscapes, it's definitely a lot brighter. It's like, you know, even Arcadia is their brightest album to date. So ASAVA to me is kind of in a way filling that void that I think Sleep Token, going into a realm of like pop music, or really, really pop music with like bright sounding synths and notes, ASAVA are kind of like filling that void for me that Sleep Token left. And it's not like there's complete direct comparisons, but I think to ignore some of the kind of feelings that are quite Sleep Token-esque, especially like the Sundowning era of Sleep Token and even the EPs and Tomb, it's like that dark, kind of almost depressing, but still very experimental and progressive nature to what ASAVA are doing is what pulls me in. Of course, like we can look at the vocals. Does he sound exactly like Vessel? No. One's from, I believe they're from the States somewhere. I don't know exactly where. And then Vessel's from the UK. So there's obviously an accent difference completely. They've got different cadences, different voices completely. One has kind of got more, I feel like ASAVA's got quite a rock voice, like a very soulful rock sounding voice with a lot of grit in it at times, because I think they, you know, initially they made rock music. So you can hear that. So, I mean, the vocals, I think the delicate nature to some of the vocal deliveries is obviously where, you know, the Sleep Token comparison comes in. But also I think the willingness to take their time and not be tied to any particular song structure is what, again, reminds me of the earlier days of Sleep Token. And even like still Sleep Token's music today is quite progressive in the sense of like they don't follow regular song or pop song structures with like a verse, chorus. They're not doing that. They have like completely massive genre switch ups. Like, I mean, we had a techno track in the last song, Valhalla. The one before that was like almost post metal in moments. It was quite like progressive and post metal leaning with, again, these big soaring vocals that are just so fucking beautiful and so full of emotion. And again, it's more of it's not like a very tangible thing when I compare them to Sleep Token. It's more just like, this is the same kind of feeling that I got when I listened to Sleep Token for the first time. So I think people are kind of misinterpreting the feeling that I'm getting with Sleep Token to like, oh, this doesn't sound like Vessel, this doesn't sound like Two's drumming, this doesn't sound like the guitar tone. It's like, yeah, I know, but it's more just a very intangible thing. And that's why it's harder to stand by this take, because you can't really point to any one thing particularly. Well, I kind of can, because I think the vocals are quite similar in the way they're delivered. I think the actual song progression and their willingness to step away from like traditional song structures and their willingness to just take their time. It's like, oh, we're very confident in our songwriting that we're going to do 2.5 minutes of like a build up, and then we're going to go into like a drop or whatever. The songs are also quite like melodic in ways that feel very unique, which again, I think Sleep Token did very well and still do to this day, where it's not your kind of average metalcore chorus where you kind of like hear the chord progression. It doesn't feel like that. Again, this is a very like feel-based thing. Some of the like melodies, like even some of the things like "No one is coming to save her," like that is just going to get stuck in my head. The like Lee, I can't see the road ahead, but like that has been stuck in my head for so long. Just like really unconventional melodies that aren't like trying to be overly poppy and trying to be overly catchy. They're just written so well that they get stuck in your head. And I think that's, again, why they do remind me a lot of Sleep Token, because it feels like it's written very, very fucking well. It's not like contrived from any other like, you know, band that they're trying to sound like. And again, it sounds like Sleep Token to me and it gives me that vibe, but it doesn't feel like they're trying to do a Sleep Token. Like, yes, I think maybe they might be inspired by Sleep Token and like the success they've had in the way that like, oh, this music can be massive. Like this progressive, drawn out, taking your time, progressive style of like modern metal can be something that's really popular. I think maybe that's inspired them in a way, but like you can hear that it's completely different. They're not like overly inspired by Sleep Token. This is still completely their own thing. I think the guitar tone and the heavier moments was something I was hung up a little bit on the Mantras album. It was like, it sounded almost like too distorted and like they hadn't really got their mix dialed in, because again, they used to be a rock band. From my understanding and from hearing some of their older music, it was a little bit more rock and post-metal leaning. And now they're kind of embracing this modern metal sound with like really low-tuned guitars, genty rhythms, like kind of Meshuggah-esque at times. And I just didn't love the guitar tone. It was like really like gritty and sharp sounding, that it almost kind of like sounded too distorted, and it was like a little bit like crackly almost. But I think it's starting to get dialed in. I still like that it is quite on the grittier end. I don't want it to be like overproduced and polished, because I think it kind of complements the themes that they're going with in terms of the actual visuals, having that kind of like raw human feel to it with the guitar tones. So to me, I think that's all improving a lot. I don't think it's like a perfect band setup just yet. I think the actual heavier moments are still like a little bit generic as far as heavy music goes. But I kind of just like that it is a little bit straightforward, because again, their songwriting is so good, their composition is so good, and the songs flow so well that like you're kind of just happy to hear a big like thudding breakdown at the end of it, because the way they've built it so well and there's so much tension leading up to it, and some of the switch ups as well are quite cool. But again, ASAVA are fucking sick. This band to me, as far as I can see, are like one of the most unique bands in the scene. I can see them blowing up for sure. I know like their music isn't the most accessible, but like we've seen it with the likes of Sleep Token, where, you know, you can make 7-minute long songs, 5.5-minute long songs. As long as the songwriting's good, there's going to be an audience there for it at all times. And yeah, ASAVA are fucking sick. That was their new song called Save Yourself. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I'm so fucking excited about this band. So cool. They are going to be huge. They're good. They have to be huge. They just have to be. Like I look at it and I'm like, it's only a matter of time before people catch on. So that's all from me, guys. Leave a like in the video. Make sure you're subbed. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.